Okay. Then when they realized that they had stepped their feet out in there, around 2015, they stuck out too far and they ain't got nothing from it and everybody's watching them. Okay, so then with everybody watching them, they got to now pull back and change the story. And in changing the story, the government has to try to get rid of, well, I'm not going to say that much because they will say what they told the court in California, that I threatened them. Can you imagine? They done busted me upside the head. They done went down with the flimsiest of stuff. And they take me to jail for going in their own property. All of these are arrest reports from California. They're arrest reports from California. They have arrested me all of these times in Masjid al-Islam there. It doesn't matter whether I have anything. This is one of we have a larger one, but this is Masjid al-Islam. This is like a Beya thing. On this, if you look on the back, you know where John Hancock, you may not know who else signed the Constitution, but on here, Mukhtar Ali Mujahid, look at that, look just like John Hancock. See that big signature? That's Mukhtar Ali Mujahid. This is on our, it's a Beya form. Basically it's saying about what we desire to do. This is 1995. We resolve to use Surah An-Nisa ayat 59 as the guiding principle of our actions. Oh, you believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger. That means Atiullah, Atiya Rasul, wa ulul amr minkum. Those who are charged with authority among you, if you differ in anything amongst yourselves, refer to Allah and His messenger. If you believe in Allah in the last day, that is the best and most suitable for final determination. What that means, and this is our first principle, that if anything come up, we don't call anybody from the outside. We take it to Allah, that's the Quran. We don't find a solution there, we take it, right, to Hadith, the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you find it there, if you don't find it there, then ul il amr minkum. Now that's a broad category of people. Ul il amr. Those who are charged, amr, with authority amongst you, minkum, from you. That means our tribe, our group, we would choose as our representative, ulul amr minkum, those charged with authority from amongst us, to represent us and to represent reality, right? They didn't do none of that. They signed here. We got stacks of stuff, but they signed here, right? We have big scrolls like this. This is, yeah. So here's what I'm saying. Look at. They ain't follow none of this. That was in 95. That whatever happened, we don't take it to any outside authority. We keep it in-house. So if the Negro calls the police 15 or 20 times, he's violating what he signed. And look at, just like John Hancock was probably a big hypocrite, look at this guy here. This is the biggest name on here. Yeah, the biggest one on there, signed on the back. We signed this in Philadelphia in 1995. We all got together and we knew what we were talking about and what we were doing because we agreed on the formation of As-Sabiqun. We'd been working all along, but now it was official. So as far as courts and what have you, We got that covered. We get the only trial we had was a couple of years ago. They found me not guilty of everything they were saying, and it had to be a little less than it was maybe, let's say, half an hour. You know where they pack food and cakes and fruits for the jury? The jury didn't even touch them. They went in and they said, they say, just go on out for a little break. When I come, the white lady called me and said, you can continue because they just found you not guilty. We do, you know, you walk out the building waiting and say, I'm going to go down, have a little lunch, maybe walk around, holler at everybody. They didn't have time. The jury walked in, they didn't even sit down. They just, not guilty. And they walked right back out. It was 38 minutes. That's the fastest, we call it the fastest jury in the West. Remember they used to have gunslingers that could draw and shoot real quick? That's the fastest jury in the West. I looked at the timeline. That jury was in and out. They didn't eat no food. They didn't do nothing. Okay. So we're going to do that again. We have 10 times the amount of stuff that we need. And we're going to sue the government. We'll start at $100 million. Because remember, you got to remember now, nobody has lasted this long. Nobody has been this skillful. Why is it that we would be the ones blessed to challenge boss man, to talk about him in front of his face? The white man is a sissy. What did we call it? How to punk the FBI, re-punk the FBI. All that stuff. We're making fun of the white man. How many people live to do that? You think they, yeah, nigga, we'll see. Just wait around the corner. You know, they come by and get you. We have had the pleasure, this is called longevity, over a long period of time, when you last a long time. That's, I think, one of the things that Allah have given us that we appreciate it all, but this longevity. Let me get to some of the points, or we'll be here forever and a day. So this is a battle of our time for us. This is a battle of our time, and we're feeding in with all the other peoples of the world. And all the other people of the world that are Muslims that have been making clear mistakes, they stuck what they butt out in the air too, just like the white man. Everybody that's double-crossed us and played with us. I had a call from down in Dixie the other day. Would you do this? Would you do that? A few months ago, that's a long story. But here's the thing. We're not holding anything against people, including Mukhtar and Khadijah, especially them. I told them in 2014, man, I said, hey, you guys, well, I'll tell you a little later. But you got to remember what y'all said when you were here in D.C. In 2002. We're going to get our education. We're going to get upgraded. I said that was them yellow niggas telling y'all that you dummies. You're dummies, and you need them to upgrade, because at that time the table was full of college grads, all from University of San Francisco, the whole show, right up here. And they're the only ones in our group that wasn't college grads. The others were telling them they were dumb, slow, and stupid. That's one of the reasons that Khadijah and Mukhtar turned on me. Although I was helping them and I told them, you study, you stick with us, you're going to make it all the way. But in order to make it with them, those people who look down on them, they have to stab me in the back who was trying to lift them up. It sounds confusing? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the Negro, or you'll have backaches, heartaches. Man, the Negro will have you busy. You just look, you say, hey, okay, fine. And then you patch it up, put a little salve on it, and keep moving. But you never wait, and you never sit there by the bridge or by the curb meditating on what just happened. Because if you do, you'll lose sight of the whole thing. You lose sight of your mission. And you won't be able to help them because they don't know why they're doing what they're doing. The other people who are just a little above them, technically they're not above them. They're almost like even with them, but the white man done told them that they're above them. They look a little better, what white man call look better, right? So Khadijah looks at the other light-skinned ladies. Khadijah attacked the light-skinned, 3 or 4 light-skinned women in a row. The cutie pie, she just beat them up with her, because they didn't let her know you're big, fat, and ugly. Yeah. And she beat up the pretty girls. The niggas don't beat up the pretty girls. That's why she beat them up, because you niggas like them. You don't like me. Just because I was 13 and had my first baby, and my mama died overdose or whatever it was, the casket was twice the size of everybody else's for Khadijah's mother. I'm not talking about playing the dozens, but I'm just saying. That worked on us. So when we try to help them, they look like something is wrong. We're going to take advantage of this nigga. Who's going to slide up to him and tell him that? Those other niggas that just got fired and Boss Man. And Boss Man manipulated him. And Boss Man, after he done finished with him, tried to get him killed because they were determined. They was convinced if they did enough to me, I would go down to a lower level, right? And I would respond by attacking them. The first thing we studied is why niggas fight niggas. That's the first thing coming out of the 60s. Why niggas always attack each other? Because they're afraid of the white man. Who will the white man get to attack you? Give him a few little cornbread, some chips and stuff, he'd do it. The other Negro. And all around the world, all the United States, look at the body count. You want to be sad? Look at the body count of drug wars and confrontation between blacks, black gangs and all of that. And it ain't no high body count for the police. And they got big gangs. They're organized. Why right out there, you could see the police come, niggas would throw their guns away. But if another nigga come, they load up, ready to go. Niggas is conditioned. We're not like that. No. We stay focused on Boss Man. Boss Man is the problem maker. And we never flinched on him, and we said, Boss Man, they're going to harass you and make a fool out of you. We call it discombobulation and all of that stuff. And Donald Trump fell in there. They couldn't see it, the deterioration with Clinton. And they tried to boost it up a little bit more with Bush. And then, Obama, now with Obama, they should have stopped and sold ice cream to Eskimos, having a black man as president. The people are too dumb. The people down that town, they wouldn't listen to the big white folks. We got the world now. We got a Negro in it. We don't want that nigga in there. And they wouldn't cooperate. Just the Congress and other people. They couldn't make them do it. The big white folks that they knew, these is big white folks running this show, brought that Negro in here. They wouldn't do it because of they they've been racist too long to fight their own and say, well, it's better, we'll make more money, we'll run the society smoother, but it'll be a nigger doing it. And they couldn't do it. So they said, let's go and give them something else then. Let's give them an anti-nigger, right? So the next stage, they gave them, what's her name? All at the wrong time. If you thought America was messed up 4 years ago, look at it now. You got to put in what's been happening to America. Every disease, every economic thing, every plague, it's biblical proportions like they talk about this stuff. The plagues of America is unbelievable. Unbelievable.